please. Mr. Sibiya, let us go back at the time you were arrested. When you arrived at your address at Muzi section, who did you find there?
Asike sibuyele ke muva ke Mr Sibiya nkathi uboshwa uma usufika ke manje laphana eVusimuzi section 1818 ubani wamthola lapha ya
Bangifike ukuqala ngasale emotweni mina
when we got
bathola ngamuntu la ehlala khona endlini.
Okay, when we got there the first time I remained in the vehicle. They then came back and said they didn't find anyone in the house.
And then at the gate of that particular place?
Esangweni ke egate khona lapho
Kwakukhona imoto zamaphoyisa.
Police vehicles were there that we were traveling with.
You also testified that you were residing or you sharing that residence with your uncle.
Ushilo nokuthi futhi lapho wawuhlala khona nomalume wakho.
Yebo ngangihlala nomalume.
Yes, I used to stay with my uncle.
On that particular day, was he at those premises?
Ngalelo langa lelo waye khona lapho.
Ngoba amaphoyisa ethi awafica ngamuntu endlini futhi wayengekho.
Because the police came back and said that they didn't find anyone in the house, which means he wasn't there.
Okay. Where were you at that stage?
Wawukuphi wena ngaleso sikhathi leso?
Masifike egate laseCharlton.
Is it when we arrived at the gate of the premises?
Ngangiphakathi emotweni amaphoyisa.
I was inside the police vehicle.
Was it next to the gate?
Eduze negate.
Eduze negate.
Close to the gate.
On the 13th of October 2023, during the cross-examination of Constable Monaring, your attorney has this to say, and then I will read from the record, that upon arrival at that place where the uncle rented and he stayed with the uncle, the police found his uncle and a friend at the gate, and the police instructed his uncle to open the room which they resided. What is your comment?
Ngate 13 zika October kulo nyaka ondlule 2023 nkathi kubuzwa uMonareng imibuzo kwashiwo lokhu okulandelayo ukuthi kwathi amaphoyisa efika khona lapho athola umalume wakhe kanye nomngani wakhe bemile egatini waseyacelwa umalume ukuthi akayovula la bahlala khona. Uthini wena kulokho?
Mina ngithi amaphoyisa angishiya egatini ahamba ayochecka ngaphakathi emkhukhwini abuza ukuthi umkhukhu ehlala kuwo ngabayalela afika kuwo abuya kimi athi awafici umuntu sase ngene emotweni wasekuthiwa sami.
What I'm saying is we got there, I remained in the vehicle, the police went in, they asked me which is the shack that we are staying in. I told them, they went, they came back and said that they didn't find anyone, we should leave.
But it was your version that was put to Mr. Monaring. Say, what are you saying about it?
Kodwa ke lokho okwashiwo kuMonareng kwakuyinto ilento ekuthiwa ngesilungu bathi i-version ngamagama yinto ekhulunywa uwe uyitshela ummeli wakho yena ayitshele ufakazi. Manje uthini ke kulento le eshiwa ukuthi uMonareng kwathiwa wathola egatini malume wakho emi nomngani wakho wacela ukuthi akavule la enihlala khona. Uthini kulokho? Ngoba yinto ekhulunywa wena uyikhuluma kummeli wakho.
Angeke ngikwazi ukukhulumela ummeli engikhulumayo mina ngithi ngafica ukuthi akukho umuntu lapha amaphoyisa ahamba afika athi akukho umuntu abuya angene emotweni athi asami.
I cannot speak on behalf of my legal representative. What I'm saying is that we got there, the police went in, they said they didn't find anyone, came back and said we should leave.
So you are distancing yourself from that assertion?
Okusho ukuthi wena uyayiqhelanisa naloko okwakhulunywa ummeli wakho ekukhuluma kuyena ufakazi.
Cha, ummeli mayibeke ngendlela ayibeke ngayo, kusuke ngingasho ukuthi mina mhlawumbe ngamtshena aka understanda indlela ngimtshena ngayo zisisanga kahle angeke ngikwazi ukumkhulumela kodwa mina engikushoyo ilokho engitshena enkantolo njengamanje.
No, my lord, maybe it is that the lawyer or the legal representative said it in the manner in which he said it. Maybe he didn't understand me clearly, but I am putting my version in the manner in which I'm putting it now.
Let us proceed. Then, on the 1st of November 2023, cross-examination of Constable Buthelezi, Advocate Mngomezulu, on your behalf, indicated that the uncle was not there. Another version.
Sesiyandlula ke manje siya kwelinye ilanga nge-1 zika November kulo nyaka odlule u2023 kuseyena ummeli wakho Mr. Mngomezulu ubuza yena ke noma usho kuyena ke uButhelezi manje uthi okwenzeka ke ukuthi makufikwa lapho kwafikwa umalume kodwa ke ungekaphenduli umalume ngekho kodwa ummeli wakho uzoyiphendula le ndaba.
My Lord, may I seek clarity from my colleague as to the version that was put first, if it is contrary to what I've put to Constable Buthelezi on the 1st of November. Who put that version to Munareng? I just want my colleague to clarify.
Yes, Mr. Sibande.
Yes, this was put by Mr. Ramusepedi. Okay. So do you realize that these are two mutually destructive versions?
Manje lana kunezinkulumo ezimbili ezihlukile. Uyabona le ekhulunywe ngayo yoqala yange-13 zika October 2023. Inkulumo yona ke kuthiwa eyakhulunywa ummeli wakho uMr Ramusipile eyikhuluma kuyena uMunareng. Kwase kuthi ngazo i1 November 2023. Kwase manje kuvela enye inkulumo uma manje sekuwuButhelezi olana sekukhulu ebuzwa uyena uMr Mngomezulu. Ukuthi kwaba nezinkulumo ezimbili ezahlukile zibuya zombili kubameli bakho. Omunye uthi wayekhona umalume, omunye athi umalume wayengekho.
Angeke ngikwazi ukubakhulumela kodwa mina ngisho phambi kwale katolo ukuthi umalume mabefika abamficanga ngoba babuya bangitshela akukho umuntu endlini.
I cannot speak on their behalf, but what I'm saying is that we got there, they went in, and when they came back, they said that they didn't find my uncle in the house.
Are the legal representatives not conveying what you are telling them?
Ingabe abameli abakhulumi yini into wena obatshela yona? Mamagama lokho abakushoyo la enkantolo akusiyona yini into abayitshelwa uwe?
Kose katolo basuke bekhuluma yona kodwa uma engangizwanga kahle uma eseyibekile so ngeke ngikwazi ukuthi ngithi mina ngithini kodwa ngisuke ngazi ukuthi mina ngizoza phambi kwekatolo ngizochaza yonke into ngalendlela eyenzakalayo kimi.
Yes, my lord, they are, but at times it would be that if maybe the legal representative didn't understand me properly, my lord, and then would then put it in a different way, then I cannot do anything. But then knowing that my chance or my time will come for me to come and explain it.
We'll leave that for arguments. Let's proceed. Did you at any stage go to a hostel in Tembisa?
Ingabe sikhona yini isikhathi la owaya khona kwi hostel ethize eThembisa?
Cha, asikho.
No.
From Tembisa, where did you go to?
Mase nisuka ke eThembisa nahamba naya kuphi?
Baye bangisa endaweni kaMasipala eseFosforus.
They took me to a municipal area in Phosphorus.
Not in Tembisa.
Ayethembisa.
Mabengisusa kuMasipala seThembisa bangibuyisela endlini.
When they so they,
umbuzo wakho uthi masisuka eThembisa sike sayapi?
when they took me from the Tembisa municipal area, they took me back into the house. I thought your question was, from Tembisa, where did we go to?
Ukuyicacisa kahle uma ngizwa umbuzo wekosekatolo kuba sengazi ukuthi masiphuma eThembisa sike sayapi.
I would like to explain it properly. I thought the question was that when we left Tembisa, where did we go to?
It's fine. Let's pause there. Before you go to the hostel, let's go back at the place where you were arrested at. How were you dressed on that day in question?
Asike sibuye umuva ke siye la ankathi ke uboshwa ngalela langa ke uboshwa wawugqoke kanjani?
Angigqoke uBrentwood sky blue,
Sky blue Brentwood,
ngigqoke ivesta emhlophe,
white vest,
ngigqoke i-tracksuit ye-Adidas phezulu,
and a Adidas top,
ngigqoke i-obhaca be-Adidas.
as well as some slip-ons or push slip-ons or Adidas.
Sergeant Mahola came before this court and testified that the reason why you have to change your clothes is that you were afraid that some inmates there will steal your expensive pair of pants. Is that correct?
Kubufakazi bakhe ke umuhula ngathi elana enkantolo wathi izathu sokuthi uhambe uyoshintsha wena ke kwangoba ukuthi wawusaba ukuthi ke ezinye iboshwa noma iboshwa ejele zazontshontsha ibhuku lakhe libizayo.
Cha, akaze kwenzeke kanjalo.
No, it never happened like that.
Furthermore, she testified that at some stage when you were with her at Muzi hostel in Tembisa, you made certain admissions.
Okunye futhi akusho ukuthi ke nkathi ke nanise hostel yaseVusumuzi khona eThembisa zikhona izinto ezithile owazisho noma owayivuma kuyena.
Cha, Nkosikatola akaze ngivume lutho kuyena.
No, my lord.
Akaze ngize ngiye ehostel yaseThembisa futhi.
I never admitted to anything to her, and I never went to a hostel in Tembisa.
She further testified that not at any stage you were taken to a municipal area in Tembisa.
Ushilo futhi ukuthi akaze nje kwenzeka ukuthi ke usiweke kwindawo kaMasipala eThembisa.
Nkosikatola ngoba ngizela ngizochaza wona lonto leyo. Ukungise kumasipala waseThembisa mabe ngisusa endlini. Bangithathe bangisa kumasipala waseThembisa, sabuya kumasipala waseThembisa bangibuyisela endlini, sasuka endlini base bengisa efoso kaSimasipala wakhona.
My lord, I am here to explain exactly that I was taken from the house to the municipal area in Tembisa, and from there took me back to the house, and from the house they then took me to Vosloorus municipal area.
Thank you. Now let us go back inside the shack. According to Buthelezi, they recovered ammunition inside that particular shack.
Asibuyele khona manje phakathi ke emkhukhwini loyana ke ngokubufakazi bakhe uButhelezi ukuthi bathola ke inhlamvu kuloya mkhukhu loya.
Cha, Nkosikatola akaze kwenzeke kanjalo.
No, my lord, it never happened like that.
And it's also correct that at some stage you were attending a court at Tembisa Magistrate Court.
Akusona iqiniso yini ukuthi ke kunenkathi la khona ke wawuneqala wawuhambela noma wawuhamba inkantolo yaseThembisa?
Yebo, inkantolo yaseThembisa bengihamba.
Yes, that's correct, my lord.
Do you recall which charges were you facing there?
Usakhumbula ukuthi ayiwaphi amacala owawubhekene nawo khona lapho?
Yebo, ngiyakhumbula.
Yes, I recall.
Can you place them on record?
Sicela uwasho.
Babethi nginecala lenhlamvu, babethi nginecala lama drugs.
They alleged that I had charges of ammunition as well as drugs.
Okay. Before I leave this point, the ammunition charge, where does it originate?
Manje leli icala leinhlamvu lona laqhamuka kuphi libuya kuphi?
Angilazi babebuya nalokuphi kodwa bangichacha ngalo.
I don't-
Ukuthi babe qhamuka phi na? Angibazi.
I don't know where they originated from with it. As to where they got it from, I don't know, but they charged me for that.
It was the evidence of Mr. Constable Buthelezi before this court that ammunition was recovered inside your shack.
Kwakuwubufakazi bakhe ke uButhelezi phambi kwayo ke lenkantolo lena ukuthi ke inhlamvu lezo zatholakala kuona umkhukhu lo awuhlala kuona.
Nkosikatola cha, azikho inhlamvu ezatholakala lo mkhukhu ahlala kuona nomalume.
No, my lord, there were no ammunition recovered or found in the shack that I was staying in together with my uncle.
And then, on that aspect, When did you appear for the first time in relation to the ammunition charge?
Manje ke uma ubingelela imantshi okokuqala mayelana nalezo insolo lezo zeinhlamvu iliphi ihlandla lokuqala owavela ngalo enkantolo uvelela lona lelo cala?
Kwakuzi 1 June
It was on the 1st of June unyaka
When last
2020.
when last did you attend to that particular case?
Ihlandla lokugcina ke uma uvelela yona leyo case leyo kwakunini?
zi 12 December 2023.
12 December 2023.
Was there any finding in that particular case?
That question is disallowed
Yes, God, please.
because it has no relevance to a trial within a trial, but also it's self-incriminating if he answers it. I don't know the facts.
Yes, the court, please.
Okay.
Now let us proceed. Now let us go back at the stage where you were at Fosloras with Mohola and Buthelezi when Brigadier Gininda arrived.
Asiyeke manje eFosloras nkathi ulaphana kanye naye umukhula nobuthelezi kwase kufika noGininda.
Mangise Fosoras nganginomhula noma Phumulo nomnarengi nobuthelezi bonke lamaphoyisa no Ncamane ayemaningi amaphoyisa elapha kwangisibona labo bobabili.
It was not only the two that you are mentioning, Mukhola, Mapumulo, Buthelezi, Ncamane, Munareng. Sorry?
Ayemaningi.
There were many of them.
And then when Gininda arrived, what happened?
Uma sekufika ke uGininda kwenzekani?
Makufika uGininda baye bama ukungishaya indlela engishaya ngayo wababizela eceleni bakhanda meeting yabo eceleni mabeqeda wasebuya kimi waseqalisa ukungibuza imibuzo.
When Gininda arrived, they stopped assaulting me in the manner in which they were. They held a private meeting. They then came back and Gininda started to ask me questions.
Tell me, were they assaulting you in an open place, or it was inside an office, or what was the situation there?
La ababekushayela khona babekushayela nje endaweni nje ebonakalayo evulekile noma babekushayela phakathi ehhovisi.
Kwakuyinto engathi ihhovisi noma ngingazi ukuthi ngingachaza ngithi ihhovisi yethu kanjani kodwa kwakuyinto engehhovisi ngoba kwangesiona open space ngangekho egcekeni.
It's something that resembled or looked like an office, although I can't describe it, but it looked like an office because it was not an open space. I was not, say, on a particular premises.
And you said Gininda started asking you questions. What type of questions?
Uthi ke uGininda wasekubuza imibuzo enjani?
Ukuthi ngazi ngokufa kwaSenzo.
As to what it is that I knew with regards to Senzo's death.
And then what was your response?
Wasuthini uma uphendula?
Ngamtshela ukuthi angazi lutho ngokufa kwaSenzo.
I told him that I knew nothing about Senzo's death.
And then what did Gininda do after that?
Wasenzani yena ke uGininda emuva kokuthi ushilo?
Wathi yena uyazi ukuthi kuneqhaza engalibambayo ekufeni kwaSenzo.
He then said that he knew that I played a role in Senzo's death.
And then what followed after that?
Kwasekulandelana emuva kwalokho?
Ngamtshela ukuthi angazi lutho ngokufa kwaSenzo.
I told him that I knew nothing about Senzo's death.
And then immediately what happened after that response?
Emuva kwaleyo mpendulo kwasekwenzekani?
Wasethi akaqala ukusebenza nabantu abafana nami so ngizokhuluma iqiniso.
He then said that it was not the first time working with people like me, so I will eventually tell the truth.
Yes, and after that, what transpired?
Emva kwalokho kwenzekani?
Emva kwesikhashanyana wase kubetha singene emotweni sami.
After a while, they then said that we should get into the cars and leave.
Okay. How were you assaulted there at Fosloras?
eFosloras washaywa kanjani?
babe ngishupha nakhona bengikhahlele.
They were cubing me and kicking me.
Who was involved?
Kwaku wobani?
Okay, lamaphoyisa sengiwabalile, omhola, omnaring, omaphumulo, obuthelezi, omabhena, ongcamane.
All the police,
Bonke babekhona laphaya. Yibo
all the
ababengisa.
police that I've
So
mentioned,
ngikwazi ukubabona mase ngilele phansi ngifakwe ngeplastic ukuthi ubani nobani ongishayayo.
uma ufuna ngisho yonke into eshoyo ngiyacela mfethu manje. Usufuna usho into eningi ngesikhathi esisodwa ne? Ngicela unqamuke mfethu. Ngiyacela baba. Ngiyacela. It's all the police officers that I had mentioned. The likes of Muhola, Buthelezi, Maphumulo, Munareng, Ngamane, and when I was lying down and also covered with the plastic, there was no way that I could see everyone, or all of them that were there.
So the same participants that participated as per your evidence in Tembisa, Litabong, is still the same participants at Fosloras.
Kusho ukuthi bonke laba ababembandakanyeka nabo babambe iqhaza ke laphayana eThembisa kwakuseyibona naseFosloras kwakuseyibona bonke.
Yeah.
Yes,
Tubing, kicking,
benza into eyodwa ukushuba kanye nokukhahlela.
Indlela nje ababengishaya ngayo yiyo leyo.
That is the manner in which they were assaulting me.
and at Fosloras, you did not mess yourself up, you did not wet your pants.
eFosloras khona ke uma kwenzeka ke lokho awuzange nje wena ke uyimoshele la kwena noma uyichamele.
eFosloras awuzange zengicane khona.
I did not urinate on myself in Fosloras.
But the degree of violence was still the same role players.
Kodwa ke indlela ababekushaya ngayo kwakuseyindlela eyodwa futhi kushaywa abantu abangahlukile ungaphenduli.
Firstly, it's about the dignity of this witness. Secondly, the witness has no knowledge about.
What's the dignity about, sir? How do you put urinate? And
No.
Gomezulu,
Yes.
you are saying it's about the dignity. How do you express that? Because when Mr. Sibande placed it in a manner which indicated what he, Sibande, says, the witness said, he said he doesn't understand him. And the court interjected and said messing up and urinating.
Yes.
That's the problem we have.
Now, the problem is that we're still talking about the same thing that tarnishes the dignity of the witness. Secondly, my lord, the witness cannot, has no expertise or knowledge as to if he's assaulted and wet for the first time, then the second time, if the same assault is committed in the same fashion.
I don't understand you, Mr. Gomezulu. You say he has no knowledge
Yes,
of what happened to him when he was being assaulted.
for the first time. It's something that could happen to him if he was assaulted in the same manner, and the results will be the same by wetting himself.
So that question must be withdrawn.
It must be withdrawn.
The objection is disallowed. You can continue, sir.
Let's go, please.
Umeli wakho ke ebethi ke kumela ke indaba ke ukuthi ucela isithunzi sakho ke sibhekwe ke ngendlela ke umbuzo obenziwa ngayo kodwa ke umehluleli useyamkhumbuza ukuthi lo mbuzo ububuziwe ke nayizolo ke akukho nje ukuhlanganiswa nesithunzi la uyamvumela umshushisi ukuthi angaqhubeka ke awubuze.
So what was the response?
Uthini ke uma uyiphendulela?
eThembisa ila engachama khona eFosloras angazange zengisachama.
It's in Tembisa where I urinated, but I did not urinate in Fosloras.
Okay, let us proceed now. Now you get into the cars and leave. Where did you go to?
Manje ke ningene emotweni niyahamba naya kuphi?
Ngabona sesingena eSoweto police station yaseDeepkloof.
I just saw when we entered a police station in Soweto, Deepkloof.
And then who was present there?
Obani ababekhona lapho?
Masifika police station yaseDikloof, uKininda, uMkhola, uMabhena, uNcamane, lo Kenneth lo ngimkhohlwa ukuthi wakubani. Kube uButhelezi, uMaphumulo, uMnareki, uJonathan. Babe baningi abama traffic cop abayenza kakhulu.
Bayi-9 ke labantu babaliwe. Uthi uGininda. It was Gininda, Mukhola, Buthelezi, Munareng, Ngamane, it's the kennel which I have forgotten. Bani ngambizanga? Jonathan. Ibize abantu abawu-9, bawu-8 manje. Okay, I can't remember the other one, but the witness had mentioned 9 names.
9 names.
So upon arrival there, where did you go to?
Manifika khona lapho na yakuphi nendawo.
Masifika lapha police station yaseDikloof saya endaweni engathi courtyard or courtyard. Masifika khona masiqeda ukungena uGininda naye wayekhona lapho phakathi.
When we got there, we went to a place that resembled to look like a courtyard. And upon arrival there, Gininda was there.
What happened inside that courtyard?
Kwenzekani phakathi kuleyo courtyard leyo?
Into yokuqala yenzekile uGininda kwangibuza umbuzo kuqala.
Yebo. The first thing that happened was that Gininda asked me a question.
What was the question?
Wawuthini umbuzo wakubuza wona?
Wabuza ukuthi namanje angafuna ukusho ukuthi uSenzo sambulala kanjani.
He said to me or asked me, still you don't want to tell as to how you, now the you is in plural, my lord, how you killed Senzo.
And what was your response?
Wathini uma uphendula?
Amtshela ngathi angazi lutho ngokufa kaSenzo.
I told him that I knew nothing about Senzo's death.
And then what transpired after your response?
Umusu uphendulile, kwenzekani?
Wathi namanje angafuni ukusebenzisana nawo.
Then-
So uzongishiya nalabo abantu labo beqhubeke nokunjalo.
He then said that I still didn't want to cooperate with him, so he was going to leave me with those people so they could proceed assaulting me.
Yes, and then did they proceed to assault you?
Ngabe baqhubeka ukukushaya?
Yebo baqhubeka.
Yes, they did.
How were you assaulted?
Kanjani, bakushaya kanjani?
Babengishupha bengikhahlela bona.
Chopping me and the others were kicking me.
At what stage did Colonel Mboto arrive?
Yena-ke uzofika kwisiphi isigaba-ke uKenel Mbotho.
uKellen Mboto ufika vele basangishaya mayefika kulaba mekhona ukungishaya.
When Kenel Mbotho arrived, they were still assaulting me. And so they stopped immediately when he arrived.
So he could see them assaulting you.
Kusho ukuthi uKenel Mbotho wababona uma bekushaya.
Wababona.
He saw them.
And then where was Gininda at that stage?
Ngaleso sikhathi leso uGininda yena wayekuphi nendawo.
Wayephumile ngoba waphuma esikhathi mabezongishaya wathi ungishiya nabo ukuthi bengishaya waphuma.
He had gone out because just before they assault me, he said that he was going to leave me with them in order for them to proceed in assaulting me.
Did he at any stage return?
Sikhona isikhathi la abuya khona.
Simfice emaparking lawo kwayekhona imoto khona lapha eDikloof.
We found him in the parking lot in where the vehicles were parked in Diepkloof.
It was the evidence of Brigadier Gininda that on the date in question, he was never at Diepkloof.
Kwakubufakazi bakhe ke uBrigadier Gininda ukuthi yena ngaleli langa leli okhuluma ngalo noma ofakaza ngalo akazaye yena eDiepkloof.
Why eDikloof?
He went to Diepkloof.
And it was also the evidence of Constable Buthelezi that he was never at Deep Kloof on that day in question or night in question.
Naye-ke uButhelezi ushilo ukuthi ngalelo langa lelo akaze aye eDeep Kloof.
uButhelezi wayekhona eDekloof naye.
Buthelezi was also there in Deep Kloof.
And the same applies to Mokhula.
Kanye naye uMkhula futhi ushilo.
Bonke labo bantu labo babekhona eDekloof ngikanye nabo lapha eDekloof.
All those people were there in Deep Kloof. I was with them in Deep Kloof.
It was put to Brigadier Gininda on the 22nd of January 2024, and I'll read from the record.
Zokufundela ke into eyashiwo kuyena uBrigadier Gininda ngazo i22 zika January 2024.
Just one clarity.
Ngaloqala ke siqala kulonyaka.
Ngomezulu, yes. What I want to put across to you is that what Mboto or Colonel Mboto has done with accused one and you were not present cannot be an evidence. To me. Yeah. Yes. That's what was said to Gininda, in essence.
Into eyashiwa ke lapha kuyena ke uBrigadier Gininda ngalelo langa lelo ishiwo uyena ke ummeli uMngomezulu ukuthi into eyenziwa uKenel Mbotho eyenza kumsolo noma kummangalelwa oqala angeke ukwazike uyiqinisekisa noma uyazi ngoba wena wawungekho lapha ya.
Kosekatolo angicacise lento le. uGininda uye waphuma la bengishayela khona uMbotho mayengena. Kodwa uGininda
Let me explain this, my lord. Where I was assaulted, Gininda went out. And then, Kubeka?
mase siphuma lapha ya sesiqedile lento ayenziwa uMbotho. uGininda simficile emaparkini la bekubake khona imoto.
When Colonel Mboto was now done with what he was doing, my lord, and we went out of there, when we arrived at the parking lot, that's where we found Gininda.
I further put it to you, said that you are fabricating a story.
Ngiyaqhubeka ke ngithi kuwena ke lento yakha lento ikhuluma into nje oyikhelayo nemoya noma into nje oyakhayo ke manje amagama into engekho.
Cha akunjalo. Lokho engikhulumayo into eyenzakala kimi.
No, my lord, that's not the case.
Into engayibonayo.
Okay. What I'm saying, it's something that happened to me, something which I saw.
This is because even Colonel Mboto, during his testimony, indicated that Gininda was not there. If he was there, he would have given him the documents on the same day.
Ngoba ke ngithi into engekho ngoba naye uKenel Mboto kubufakazi bakhe wayasho ukuthi uBrigadier Gininda wayengekho lapha yana ngaleli langa. Uma kuukuthi uGininda wayekhona ngabe ama documents la ayawabhala yena uKenel Mboto wamnikeza ngalelo langa lelo uBrigadier Gininda.
Kosekatolo uGininda wayekhona lapha ya. And akekho owaziyo njengamanje ukuthi uGininda wathatha nini la amaphepha la ngaphandle ukuthi kusho yena. Kodwa mina ngithi lapha ya eDekloof wayekhona.
My lord, I'm saying Gininda was there on that day in Deep Kloof, and no one knows as to when exactly he took or he got hold of those documents, except that which he is saying, but I am saying he was there.
Okay, let us proceed. The part where you say you came across Gininda at the parking lot at Deep Kloof was never put to Brigadier Gininda.
Lokho kushoyo ukuthi nathi uma seniphuma ke seqedile uKenel Mboto manifika lapha yana kuphaka khona imoto namfica khona uBrigadier Gininda. Ngathi uBrigadier Gininda la enkantolo ummeli wakho akakaza kusho lokho kuyena uGininda ukuthi Gininda bakufica useparkini wena la kuphaka khona imoto. Amagama uthi into eshiwo wena manje ayikaze ishiwo kuyena uGininda.
Yes, mina ngizokwethula ubufakazi bami manje la eKatolo ngizosho okwenzakalayo konke.
Yes, my Lord, I am here to give my testimony. I am here to explain or to say everything that happened.
See, now we're going back to that answer.
Manje sesihlela umuva sibuyela kuleyo mpendulo futhi.
Ngicela ungicekisele ukukhuluma.
Okay, can you explain what you say?
I am saying to you that answer you are giving takes us back to even yesterday's line of questioning.
Ukuthi le mpendulo inikezayo manje isibuyisela ke kuyimpendulo noma ke kwimibuzo yayizolo.
Okay.
Okay, let us proceed. Okay. Let's proceed. I then put it to you that which you say now, that you found Gininda at the parking lot, you deprived this court of getting clarity regarding the whereabouts of Gininda.
Ngithi kuwena lokho kushoyo manje ukuthi uGininda namfica la ekumisa noma ekuphaka khona imoto ukuthi wena ke uvimbe noma ke unqabelele enkantolo yokuthi yazi ukuthi ngaleli yalanga leliyana uGininda waye kuphi nendawo.
Kose eKatolo namanje ngiyasho uGininda wayelapha eDikloof ngalo lolo suku lolo ngase lesasikhathi masiphuma ngaphakathi kumbotho samfice sesepakini ekade ekhona ngaphakathi lapha ecourtyard ngakhuluma naye mina wasuka lapho waphuma basala bangishaya waseya lapha samfica khona.
My Lord, I'm still saying, or I am saying that Gininda was there. We found him at the parking lot. My Lord, he had left me inside where those people continued assaulting me, and he was also at the courtyard where I personally spoke to him.
Then Gininda told this court that on the date in question, and I think I've asked this question before, he was at Eraten at the provincial offices of South African Police Services.
Ngicabanga ukuthi lo mbuzo bengikubuzileke noma bengikushiloko kuwenakho ukuthi uGininda yena akushilo la enkantolo ukuthi ngalelo langa lelo ke waye kuma office amaphoyisa ase Eraten.
Cha, akaze kwenzeke kanjalo.
No, it never happened like that.
Did you hear him when he gave that particular piece of evidence?
Umzwile noma wabuzwa yini uma wayekusho lokho la enkantolo ukuthi wayese Eraten yena ngalelo langa wamuzwa yini uma esho?
Ngicela ungawuphenduli lo mbuzo.
Ask not to answer that question.
Do you have a particular reason why?
Unesizathu
Ngoba sengisho kaningi ukuthi uGininda akaze eze bese Eraten ngalesa sikhathi lesiyaya.
because I've said it many times that at that particular time Gininda was never at Eraten.
Thank you. And then what happened to you after you left Diepkloof?
Kwase kwenzekani ke kuwena uma manje senihambile ke eDiepkloof?
Mabeqeda ukwenza meeting yabo lapha eDikloof bangithatha bangifaka emotweni sahamba ngabona sesingena eVelalia.
After they finished with the meeting that they held there, I was placed in the vehicle. We then proceeded, and then I just saw when we entered Valeria.
And then Gininda further told this court that after the statement that you took, or Colonel Mbodo took from you, you were then taken back to his offices.
Okunye futhi uGininda noma ke uBrigadier Gininda akutshele lenkantolo ukuthi emuva kokuthi ke uKenel Mbothe seqedile ke ukuthatha lesa statement asithatha kuwena ke wahamba ke wena waya emahhovisi akhe uGininda noma ehhovisi lakhe uGininda.
Cha, akwenzakalanga kanjalo ngaze ngiye emahhovisini kaGininda.
No, it didn't happen like that. I never went to Gininda's office.
And then he further testified that after that process, he spoke to you and then you look bit at ease and relieved.
Ushila nokuthi ke futhi ke emuva kwalokho ke wakhuluma wena naye ke wabonakala futhi nje nanjengomuntu nje ogculisekile umuntu okhululekile.
Cha, aze ngikhulume naye.
No, I never spoke to him.
And then he further told this court that that is when he then requested Sergeant Mohola with the escort to go and detain you so that the following day they can follow the information of the traditional healer.
Waqhubeka ke wathi yila khona ke asecela khona ke manje umkhula kanye nalabo futhi ababemphelekezela ukuthi bahambe ke manje uyovalelwa ke ukuthi ke ngelanga elilandelayo bazose beqhubeka ke manje beyophenya ke udaba lolu owawutshele lona ke wena lenyanga.
Cha, kosekatolo. Ayikho into engayitshena uGeninda ngenyanga lenkulumo akhuluma ngayo uadvocate angiyazi.
No, my lord, there was never a communication or talk with Brigadier Geninda about a traditional healer. What the advocate is saying here now, I know nothing about.
We'll get back to that. Now, I want clarity from you, Mr. Sibiya. The so-called statement that was made in front of Colonel Mboto. Did you make such a statement or it was a statement that was already prepared?
Fisa ke manje uchazelwa wena ke Mr. Sibiya ukuthi ke statement lesi ke ekuthiwa ke wasenza noma wasenza ke kuyena uKolonel Mboto. Statement esasesibhaliwe esalethwa kuwena noma statement owasenza wena noma ke esabhalwa ukhona.
Cha, statement angaze ngize ngisibhale mina.
No, I never wrote a statement or made a statement.
Statement mina wangivezela amaphepha wathi angisayinela amaphepha la ukuthi ayibhalwe ini angazi.
He only produced documents to me and requested me to sign. As to what it is that was written on those documents, I don't know.
So are you telling this court now that the assault that you claim took place in Tembisa, Foslo Rise and Deep Kloof was only to obtain your signature in that document?
Okushoyo manje ukuthi ukushoya kwakho Deep Kloof ushaywa eTembisa ushaywa eFoslo Rise wawushayela nje into yodwa kuphela ukuthi wena awusayini amaphepha kuphela yiloko wawushayela.
Mabe ngishaya eTembisa babe ngibuza indaba kaSenzo ukufa kwakhe angilokhu baphendula ngithi angazi lutho ukufa kaSenzo.
When they assaulted me in Tembisa, they were asking me about Senzo's death. I would tell them that I know nothing about Senzo's death.